Mojang just released another big update to the 1.21 update in today's Bedrock beta. We got some big nerfs to the Mace weapon, new paintings and music disc items, along with some updates to hardcore mode, a new version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and a bunch of tweaks and changes to the 1.21 Tricky Trials update. Let's jump into it and see everything new. First of all, if you haven't seen it, Mojang has officially announced the name of the 1.21 update. It is the Tricky Trials update. We're getting 20 new paintings added to Minecraft, so these 5 were previously added to the Bedrock betas. Of course, we got the pack.png, and then these other 4 lovely ones. These are actually like the smallest paintings, because Mojang just added 15 more. So not only are these new paintings gorgeous, but they're also huge. They range from 4x4 and 4x3 to a lot of 3x3s and some 2x4s as well. Absolutely huge paintings all around. So these are actually created by the original artist that made all of the original Minecraft paintings. Like, they got the same guy that made all these ones, so that's pretty cool. And honestly, these are just gonna make a fine addition to our collection. We also have 3 new music discs added in this update that all can be found in the trial chambers. These are from Aaron Sheriff and Lena Rain as well. So as you can see, these are the textures and they look really nice. This is Precipice, this is Creator Music Box version, and this is Creator, just the regular version. Now, there are 3 different ways of actually getting these. So Precipice can be found inside of regular vaults, Creator can be found inside of the ominous vaults, and then Creator Music Box can be found inside of the decorated pots when you break those inside of the trial chambers. They've also added 9 new background music tracks that you can find just by, you know, wandering around your Minecraft world, and that'll just kind of play in the background. There's going to be a full YouTube playlist of all this music linked down in the description if you want to hear it. I'll give you a little taste of what these music discs taste like real quick, but then we gotta move on because there's a lot more to cover. This is Precipice. This is Creator Music Box. And this is Creator. So of course, these are pretty long tracks, and I'm not going to play the entire thing here, but just a preliminary listen, I like them. They sound pretty good. The biggest scam of 121 has finally been addressed. So as you might know, the recipe for crafting copper doors and trapdoors has just been absurd. So previously, the recipe was literally 6 copper blocks for 3 doors, or 6 entire copper blocks for 2 trapdoors. But Mojang has finally changed this. Now it is 6 copper ingots for 2 trapdoors, or 6 copper ingots for 3 doors, which is a pretty standard recipe if you compare it to iron. I have been complaining about this since the recipe was introduced, because it was 6 cubic meters of this copper for literally 2 of these trapdoors, which is just ridiculous. This means that you can no longer directly craft the oxidized copper doors and copper trapdoors. As you can see, if we put some oxidized copper in there, you can't craft any of those. And of course, if you try and craft them the old way, it's not going to work. Obviously, the solution to this is just let us make ourselves some oxidized copper ingots. That way we can craft the doors and the trapdoors. I can't even say it. So yeah, if you want the oxidized versions of these doors or trapdoors, you're just gonna have to wait for this stuff to oxidize naturally. We've had some quality of life updates to swimming and in particular drowning. So now when you're underwater, the little air bubbles will actually pop and make a noise when they go away. It's a cute little bubble noise, and as you can see, there's actually, like, the empty bubbles are there now too. This just makes it a bit more clear that you're drowning. And the bubble popping actually got more high-pitched as we were getting less and less air, which I think is a great design choice. So we have a bunch of Mace nerfs in this update, but first of all, another nerf is the Windburst enchantment can no longer be acquired from librarian villagers. So if you have a villager that sells it, you now have an illegal cursed mob that should not exist. So we have an absolute ton of Mace nerfs. You can see the full list here on screen, but there is a lot of stuff here. Now there is a buff. The Mace durability is now 500 instead of 250, but base damage has been reduced from 7 to 5. Density and breach are no longer compatible with one another, so you can't have both of those on the same mace. And they've also reduced the amount of damage that you get from falling significant heights. It now has a fall off and you get a bit of diminishing returns there, which makes it so that the shorter distances have a pretty high amount of damage, but the further you fall, it's not going to stack up and get insane amounts of damage. So of course, we have to see if we can one-hit kill a warden with a density 5 mace now. So we're going to jump all the way from world height down to bedrock, and hopefully we'll be able to one-hit kill this warden. Otherwise, I'll be very sad. And okay, good. You can still one-hit kill some mobs if you put in the time and effort, which I think is exactly how it should be. I think Mojang has broken automatic Ender Dragon farms because tridents will no longer damage the Ender Dragon as it is perched, as you can see there, which is a thing that you might not think about that often, but previously we were using trident killers to kill dragons as they were perched right here, because that was a thing that was possible. But now we can't trident killer the dragon, which is a very bedrock sentence. Great news for PlayStation players, we're going to be getting a new version of Minecraft Bedrock specifically for PlayStation 5. But Mojang is going to be rolling out a preview of the PlayStation 5 version in the coming months, and we should have that releasing sometime this year, I would guess. Now, it's going to have some pretty good performance, similar to the Xbox Series S and X of Minecraft. So, you know, 4K, 60 FPS. So you should be seeing some pretty good render distance on PlayStation 5. And of course, we'll just have to keep an eye out and see what happens with this new version of Minecraft Bedrock. We also have a fix to the flower forest biome. Previously, this was only generating like 4 different types of flowers, but now, as you can see, we're getting just about every type of flower that you can imagine here. They also fixed hardcore mode, so now when you die, it's actually proper death. So now if we go to spectate world, as you can see, we're in spectator mode, but previously, if you were to log out of the world and then log back in, your spectator mode would kind of bug out and glitch out, but that has actually been fixed now. So as you can see, we remain in spectator mode. We're not like this weird, like, quasi-spectator mode where I have a hitbox and I can die again. We also have a bunch of other tweaks and changes to 1.21 on Bedrock Edition, just stuff that we've seen in previous Java Edition snapshots, like updates and changes to potions, mobs, the trial chambers, bad omen, all kinds of stuff that we've seen on Java, essentially just playing catch up with the changes. So we should be getting another Java Edition snapshot for 1.21 soon, and that should include mostly all these paintings, I would assume, and also the new music discs and all that stuff. Of course, all the updates for 121 is going to be in parity on Bedrock and Java. There shouldn't be any missing features between the platforms. If you'd like Minecraft news and want to stay up to date with everything that's happening, then make sure to drop a subscribe. That way you don't miss future videos. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys down in the comments and in the next one.